Hi everyone, my name is Alejandro Mesas Garcia, and today I'm going to be doing a quick demo of how can you use BigQuery together with GenAI. To be more specific and look into documentation, I will be covering two different functions, like one is ML generate text that will under the hood be calling an LLM prompt using a prompt, and then I will also cover ML generate text embedding that will help us to create embeddings with data coming from our data warehouse. So to make this a little bit more illustrative, I'm gonna be using the golden demo, the Google Cloud golden demo. The repo will be available after. And then here, important, there is many different demos. The one I'm gonna be showing you is this. There is a longer video for the full demo that feel free to watch. And once you deploy the golden demo, you will have something that look like this. There will be front end, and then in this front end we are going to be seeing a use case of taxi drivers who are doing who are a driving customer, and the customer are doing reviews. And what we want to do from those reviews is we want to extract the sentiments, are they positive, negative, or neutral. We want to extract different themes, right, from the customer and from the driver, and all of these using LLMs and BigQuery. If we jump to the BigQuery, so we can see here inside the Red House LLM Enrich, we have a customer review table. The important point here that I want to make is what is the workflow that we are going to present in order to work with LLMs and BigQuery. So this is a table that have reviews for customer, right? You have here the text, and then we are going to the different transformation that we are going to be doing on top of the table are going to be first. We will be creating for each of the customer review an LLM sentiment prompt. We will save this prompt in the database, and then after this we will call the LLM in order to give us back the sentiment in a JSON, and we actually will also save in a column. The same thing will be applied with themes, right? You're gonna have the themes, you're gonna have the themes prompt after in JSON and after the theme in there. So if we preview the table, we can see this is the customer review, right server, drive pickup, etc. This is the prompt that we are going to be executing. So for the given review, classify them in positive, negative, and neutral. And this is the review. This will be the output JSON, and that's going to be actually the final sentiment, right? Even more interested, in my opinion, will be the different themes, but let's look first to the sentiment that is easier to understand. So for this, there is a Jupyter notebook that will help you with this. And let's look here. Of course, if you go to implement that in a pipeline, right, you will not use a Jupyter notebook, but in this case, we will just call a BigQuery from here. And what you can see here is we are basically building the sentiment prompt, right? And then that's nothing else that concatenating here. Well, this is the prompt of what I want to do for a given review, classify them, and then here we concatenate the review text. So we have a new column, which is the LLM sentiment prompt. Then what we are going to be doing is this is the query that is going to be executed, right? So this query is going to be calling the generate text, which under the hood is going to be calling the LLM. And then here, what you are going to be selecting is nothing else than what we saw, the LLM sentiment prompt. All right, here we have, in order to select only the ones who are not being classified, etc. And then important here, we will update the output in the raw sentiment JSON. Here, this is how you will define like the temperature, max output tokens, top P and K, etc. And now what we are doing here is like we will be executing this in batch, right? So in this case, we are executing in 100 batch, but it could be up to 10,000. And this is going to be pretty much the query that you are going to be executing. If there is still things to be done, right, continue executing, finish, or if not, then here is where you will call the query update SQL with the client manager. So you will do that first for the sentiment, like I said, and let's look into the theme because give a little bit more. It's a better example of the power of LLMs. And then here what we are going to be doing is, this is my prompt, is going to be, well, classify the text in one of the following categories, right? This is something could be actually quite hard to do with classical ML techniques, but here it's rather simple. You give them the categories. Now this is your prompt, and what you are going to be doing here is using the prompt and also concatenating the text, right? This is going to be the query that is going to be executing, generate text, which is going to call the prompt under the hood, and then here you see we are concatenating the prompt with the customer review text. And then same thing here, we execute this in a batch mode, we iterate until all of them are being formed. The last thing that I would like to do is, because I found actually quite illustrative, sometimes in this case we want to, for example, summarize all the different reviews that we have for a customer. So this is another example. What we are doing is write a 100 to 600 word summary, and here the interesting part is like we are going to send, for example, all the customer attributes or the customer review. In this case, it's going to be the customer attributes. So that could be a way how you can, for example, another typical use case for this, you want to create a description of what is the content of a given table, right? You can provide the schema and then provide some sample of rows, and then it will give you a description. Now, very quickly, what I want to also show you is how you can use embeddings, and for this I will pretty much only point you to the notebooks and then making the remarks here. This is the code that you will need to do in order to generate embedding from a given content, right? In this case we are using the customer quantitative analysis, and then the output always of this is going to be nothing else than a vector that is going to be stored in your database, and then with this vector we'll follow up with another video. You can do things like compare with other customer, clustering, and apply, of course, different ML techniques working with vector. So if you like the content, please let us know so we can continue doing more like this. Thank you very much for listening. That's all from my side.